Good evening and welcome back to Braemar Arena. Game 2 on tap. To my left, Walser. They're wearing powder blue. To my right, kind of a royal blue, Element. Yeah, we've got, as always, 3 great games. That first one, low-scoring affair. 4-3 the final. Minnesota taking down tradition. And as longtime followers of the league know, 4-3 is a very low-scoring game. On a normal night, we're going to see about 45 goals between the 3 games. About 15 is average. 8-7 is not a unusual score at all. 10-5, etc. This one was 3-1 at half, wrapped up 4-3. Neither team scored on the hot puck. And it's a low-scoring game, no matter how you slice it. It was outstanding goaltending from Casimir Kaskasuo and the player of the game, Jared Moe. Let me walk you through the lineups. For Element, in goal, Christian Mans. On defense, Dennis Chalaski, Jake Middleton, Derek Forbert, Benton Mass, and Nick Jensen. And up front, Robbie Jackson, Bobby Brink, Bryce Brodzinski, Johnny Brodzinski, Nick Michael, and Riley Tufte. Tufte and the Brodzinskis are all from Blaine, Minnesota. Blaine in the news this week. They'll be hosting the PGA Tour the next 4 days. And now the lineup for Walser. In goal, Croy Kokendorfer. They call him Cookie. Or maybe they don't, but I did. I did last week. Kokendorfer's a mouthful at times. It was shortened to Cookie. And Kokendorfer comes back for more DBL action. On defense, Owen Gallatin, Mike Kester, Alex Goligoski, Will Francis, and Seth Helgeson. Up front, Ryan Paling, Alex Steves, Mac Byers, Mark Senden, Henry Bolby, and Ben Steves. The Steves brothers up front. For Element, the Brodzinski brothers up front. Got a lot of brothers in this league. I didn't see them on any rosters tonight, but usually we have the Cates brothers. Last year we had the Olofsson brothers. Tonight we've got one of the 3 Palings. Ryan plays for Philadelphia. He did have 2 brothers that were high-level players as well. College hockey. We had Mike Riley last week. I'm not sure if his 2 brothers still play, but yeah, interesting when you get these brother affairs. So I'll usually refer to people in Beauty League by last name or maybe first and last name, but going to have to make a point to call them Bryce and Johnny, the Brodzinskis, and Ben and Alex, the Steves. Alex, not the only Alex in this game, as we also have teammate Golly Goose, Alex Goligoski. My name is John Conley here for FloHockey. Our producer today, Ray Flint, and we have a pretty good crowd here tonight. A rather full house. It is great to see. And for those that couldn't find their way to Braemar Arena, you're able to watch online. Courtesy of Flo and this crack team assembled. 2 camera operators, replay operator, engineer, play-by-play announcer. Takes an army. A lot of equipment and 5 people in the building to bring in this game. And I know people are watching from the control room back home, so I'm not saying it's the same as being here, but it's close. You can even buy merchandise online. You don't have to be here to go to the merchandise tent. Puck is dropped. Play begins. Jensen rolls back into his own end, and he stretches it up ice. Tufte making his season debut. He was fun to watch last year. Riley, he might have played 2 weeks. He didn't play last week. There's a, chance for Johnny Brodzinski. Rolled off the heel of his stick. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Brodzinskis and the Steves play, because when you have the Cates brothers, they only pass to each other. They're connected. They're not twins even, but they are always seeming to find each other just fine. Here's a pass to Johnny Brodzinski. He takes a shot. Save made by Kokendorfer. And now the puck brought out to the neutral zone. This is Bowlby. Bowlby didn't make my roster. Oh, no, there's Bowlby. So sometimes there will be a late change at 5 o'clock, and I do see Bowlby's name. We had 3 rosters that went out to us in the last day getting ready for this game as player availability changes by the hour. Right-hand side. Bryce Brodzinski, he takes a shot, and there's a big save by Kokendorfer. Bryce denied, and now the other way. This is Francis. Plays Steves, Ben Steves, into the slot. Gallatin. Puck turns over, and it's Bryce Brodzinski. Bobby Brink. And over to Bryce Brodzinski. It is the save of the game. Troy Kokendorfer. So this is a goalie-unfriendly league. There are others. Upper Midwest High School Elite League as an example. But, you know, this is not a great place to showcase the goaltender. Any save percentage over about 70 is considered quite good because you've got NHL-level shooters in a wide-open structure. Not a lot of neutral zone play. Not a lot of grinding it out. No D-zone schemes, if you will. Jackson picks it up on the bounce. And the backhand rings to Middleton. So I mentioned that it's a goaltender-unfriendly league. We see NHL goalies come out and get lit up. This game's going to be interesting. We've got NHL players on these teams. Middleton, one of them, and he goes for the finish. Can't get that past the goaltender, Kokendorfer. But these goaltenders, they're very good goaltenders. They're junior hockey players still, so they're young, 20 and under, and they've yet to even get to the college hockey level. Christian Mans plays with Chicago, the Chicago Steel. Troy Kokendorfer with the Sioux City Musketeers. These are higher level players than they'll be facing during the season. And they play in a very high level junior league, but let's face it, if you've made it to the NHL and you stick like a Bobby Brink, Jake Middleton, that's a higher level player. So it's going to be fun to watch, see how these goaltenders can hold up. And I'll also say there's almost no correlation between the experience level of the goaltenders and how they perform in these games. An NHL goalie that kept getting beat one night in this league, so it's a tough one. Steves, this is Alex Steves. Does a good job protecting the puck and gets the puck over to Senden. Kester has the Gopher helmet on, the yellow helmet, now out to the neutral zone. He runs it down. Kester. Nobody home. Forbert with the steal. He waits for everybody to get back on sides. And up the right-hand side, Johnny Brodzinski. Zone entry for Jensen. Right-hand side, there's a shot. This one goes wide. So the professional players in the NHL typically have a white helmet. A lot of teams wear a white helmet so they can put a helmet sticker on for their advertisement. For example, Forbert with Boston has a TD, I don't know, TD Ameritrade or some TD something logo on his helmet, TD Bank maybe. Paling working against the aforementioned Forbert. Folks, we're 5 minutes deep into this game. We play 23-minute periods. There's 18 minutes and a few seconds to go in the opening session. 2 halves, no resurface. Up to Tufte. Runs it down to the end wall. Swings back behind the goal. Counter move. And sets up in Gretzky's office. Tries a soft toss pass over to Bryce Brodzinski. Pass does not get through. Puck turns over. This is Paling. On his backhand. Turns to his forehand. Takes a shot. Nice save made by Christian Mans. Brodzinski hits Brink. Soft toss down to the corner. Chalosky runs under it. Bowlby, everybody's on side. He plays to Helgeson. Helgeson, one pass. Oh, nice job breaking it up. This is Middleton, and he works his way up ice. Gains the blue line, gains the red line, gains the blue line. Middleton, top of the circle, plays a short pass back to Brink. Brink down to the goal line, circles, surveys the situation, and he decides to hold on to it a little bit longer. Into the slot here, Brodzinski, shot. Save made by Kokendorfer, and that starts a breakout for Walser. They run into a trap, however. There's 4 guys lined up in the neutral zone, and a nice poke check by Bobby Brink. Over to Byers. Zone entry, cuts, turns into the slot, takes a shot. This one deflected wide. Ben Steeves. Steeves is playing for the University of Minnesota Duluth right now, as is Francis, who took that shot. Steve's without a lot of connections to Minnesota, played his high school hockey. Oh, there's a chance for Bryce Brodzinski. It deflects up over the crossbar. Steve's played his high school hockey for Eden Prairie High and had a great year. As I recall, was a finalist for Mr. Hockey that year. Oh, nice move here and a good chance to finish. Beautiful play from Nick Jensen, but save made on the other end, and I think we could say with the game scoreless, 7 minutes in, 16 minutes to go in this opening half, both goaltenders, despite being on the younger end of the age range that comes out for a Wednesday night Beauty League action, both goaltenders have settled in quite nicely and have to feel pretty confident about how this game has begun. Sendin. Pass doesn't connect, and now a breakout opportunity for Nick Jensen. He gains the blue line. Shovel pass. That one's trying to hit Michael, and now there's a pass up the other way. Zone entry for Alex Steeves. Stolen Nick Jensen. Jensen in front of his own goal. Plays this one up right left-hand side. Jackson. And he hits Michael. Michael gets it onto his forehand. Zone entry. Forbert. There's a lot of big players in the league, and sometimes you wonder, who's the biggest. Forbert's 6'4" and well over 200 pounds, so he's a big presence out there physically. There's a pass down low. Trying to tip it around the goaltender is Kester. Denied. Another nice save for Christian Mans. Owen Gallatin has the puck bounce back to him. Into the slot. There's a chip shot. Puck bounces into the corner where it's picked up by Ryan Paling. Nice play from Michael. He headmans to Jackson. Zone entry Forbert. Rink wide. Middleton. Puck rolls off his stick and down low for Jackson. He gets this one 5-hole, and Element is on the board. Robbie Jackson plays professionally in Switzerland. Hockey Club La Chaux de Fonds. I don't know how my French is. Actually, I know how my French is. Not very good. I just don't know how far off that is. La Chaux de Fonds is the club that he plays for. Robbie Jackson puts Element on top, 1-0. Tufte has a chance to make it 2-0. Tufte shoots wide. And now, up under the bar. That's a dart. Johnny Brodzinski. So we got the Brodzinski brothers in this game. That's Johnny Brodzinski, and now he's gesturing. A lot of times the family comes. Some players have wife, kids, and he's got a fan club over here that he's gesturing to. They saw the goal. A beautiful shot up under the bar. So easy to tell the Brodzinski brothers from afar. It's Bryce, younger brother Bryce, with the Minnesota Gopher hat on. And he's wearing, Johnny wearing a white helmet, and presently New York Rangers. This is Johnny Brodzinski, turns up ice. Chalosky. And a one-timer for Tufte. That one sails just wide. 12.5 minutes to go in this 23-minute opening period. And there's another goal. When it rains, it pours. It's now 3-0. Bing, bang, boom. Element opening up a fairly big lead early. And that is another goal for Johnny Brodzinski. He's got 2 of them this shift. And still not coming off. So, you know, we have heard that in the past. The NHL players, they don't want a long bench. We've got these 2 teams with 11 skaters, and Beauty League can be as little as 8 sometimes. They like 8, 9 skaters, so you can see he's choosing a long shift here, trying to get a lot of ice time in as he preps, like the rest of them, for training camps later this year, whatever level, whatever teams they play for. And Brodzinski just keeps going over to the glass, waving, thumbs up, stick taps. Not sure who the kids are, but there's a gaggle of them down low, and they are loving it as Johnny Brodzinski has 2 early goals to put Element on top. There's a good scoring chance for Alex Goligoski, but he shot it a little early, missed wide. Tufte down into the corner. Tufte's a big frame forward. Last year he was part of the Dallas Stars organization, listed now Tufte with Colorado. Brodzinski lights the lamp, hat trick! Johnny Brodzinski, what a shift. Not only a hat trick, it came on the same shift. There is a clap bomber missile strike on the bench. Paul Fletcher, Mark Parrish going nuts. Coaches love that one. It's a big shift, and now the game is 4-0. So remember what I said about how those goaltenders got off to a good start. 7 minutes, no goals. Both made some pretty big saves. Right now, Croy Kokendorfer in goal for Walser Reeling, as it's 3 goals from one player on one shift. And now Derek Forbert right up under the bar. He makes this one 5-0. Not a lot the goalies can do. He's in position, dropped to his knees. There's about an inch sliver over the shoulder under the bar. Derek Forbert finds it, and this one pulls out to a 5-goal margin. 10 minutes to go opening half, so we're into the second quarter, if you will. This is Jensen. Nick Jensen, little hesitation move. He works up ice against Senden, gains the zone, puts on the brakes, and now he's going to roll out top. Plays Bryce Brodzinski. His brother had the hot hand last shift. This is Forbert down in the corner. Bryce Brodzinski picks it up on the bounce, where he works against Owen Gallatin. Played across. Forbert down low looking for a tip. Bobby Brink just wide. Got the UMD hats out there. We've got Ben Steeves. We've got Owen Gallatin and Will Francis. Their 4th is Mark Senden. So it's probably not coming through on your telecast, but our public address announcer this week, it's Jim Carroll. And last week, Adam Abrams. Jim's the former voice of the Wild public address, and Adam, the current. He's interjecting some comedy here and talking about how Easton Brodzinski's better than Bryce and Johnny, and that's the younger brother. And anyway, they pranked last week's announcer. There's a player in the league named C.J. Suisse. It's not spelled the same way as Dr. Seuss. The E and the U are switched, but it kind of looks at first glance like Dr. Seuss. And they said it was his nephew or something like that. And our public address announcer read that off, and he's not. There's a shot from Menton Mass that misfired. So, yeah, a little comedy here in the building. Paling runs it down out of the corner, waiting for 3 teammates to come after a line change. Finds the open man, and the shot goes high. That is Alex Steeves. Alex Steeves has a white helmet, part of the NHL organization, Toronto Maple Leafs. Alex Steeves buying some time. He plays Paling out of the corner. They roll this one back and played across the blue line. Seth Helgeson. Alex Steeves. Plenty of room. Top of the circle. Fakes the shot. Rolls this back to the blue line. He hits Paling. Paling overlaps. Nice short pass to Kester, who plays Alex Steve. Shot, save made by Christian Mans. And I don't want to jinx it, but Mans has a shutout going thus far. I don't know if there's ever been a shutout in the Beauty League action. Middleton. Oh, he shoots that one just wide of the mark. Did not miss by much. Kester. Mans with a huge save. Into the slot, Jackson. Down low. Jensen went to finish, and goaltender Croy Kokendorfer got a stick on it. Puck stayed out. Great save by Cookie. Zone entry, played over to Helgeson. Down low, looking on the give back. Pass does not connect. And on the counterattack the other way, Chalosky. He hits Jackson. Jensen trailing. Jensen, top of the circle, fakes the shot, then he pulls the trigger. That one gets deflected up and out of play. We've got a stoppage with just over 6 minutes to go in the first half. Score still 5-0. Element leading Walser. Play continues. Hot hand Brodzinski. Johnny shot doesn't come. Tries the pass instead. It does not get through. Now on the counterattack. There's an early shot. That one by Mac Byers. Collegiately, St. Thomas. University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, Minnesota. Tough T. Tries a pass. Nobody home. Chalosky and Jensen. Not sure which of them was the target. Turned out neither. And with that puck turning over, it's now Walser the other way. Bolby gains the zone. Byers. This one's knocked down. Johnny Brodzinski working his way up ice. Plays it to Chalosky. He's got a chance there to shoot, but tried to pass to Tufte, and Tufte just wasn't quite close enough. Wasn't really in the play, if you will. Spinning is Jensen. Jensen, curly cues. And this one's pushed out to the neutral zone. On retreat. Jensen, bouncing puck, Brodzinski. He throws this one down into the corner. Jensen. Tufte. Zone entry. Plays this one right-hand side. Oh, one last pass, and there's a chance for Chalosky to finish, but there's no goal. They fooled the scorer's table as they played the goal horn anyway. And I thought I heard a whistle for offsides, but none coming. Ben Steeves goes for the finish, and a nice save made by Christian Mann. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. We are still scoreless. Got not just the kids wearing those Team Minnesota jerseys. If you were with us for the first game, you know what I'm talking about. But we had the parents show up wearing all of their support gear. Green, yellow, and white. There's a team of 10-year-old youth hockey players that finished runner-up 2 weeks ago in a big international tournament in Edmonton. And, yeah, they were honored today. So they showed up in force, wore their jerseys, and the parents wore the same color gear that they wore to Edmonton to support them. So real big crowd in the house. 3.5 minutes to go in the opening half. Face-off comes to the right of Christian Mans. Sendin. His pass does not get through, and on the turnover, now it's Element up ice. Bryce Brodzinski, the one-time National Player of the Year, USA Today Award for high school hockey. Out of Blaine, Minnesota. Down low, going for the finish, and a huge save made by Christian Mans. For some reason, I got to check. I think Mans may also be from Blaine. On a team with Tufte and the Brodzinski brothers. Sendin gains the zone, working against Forbert. Sendin into the slot. He got the goaltender down, and the finish, and finally, Walser is on the board. What a beautiful goal by, was it Goligoski? there was an interesting sequence because Forbert kind of let him go. Forbert didn't close him off, assuming the goaltender would come out and make the poke check, but managed to swim away from both of them and finds a way to finish. We'll listen to public address now, just to make sure. I didn't know if it was Steves or Goligoski. This is Alex Steves. And he takes a shot. Oh, water bottle popping, Alex Steves. 5-2 is the score. Oh, I just love it. There was a wicked wrister. You don't see a lot of wrist shots anymore. A lot of times there's a snapshot in that situation. He took an old school wrist shot, hammered the twine, and you saw that water bottle pop up about 4 inches. Beautiful goal for Alex Steves with a minute and a half to go in the opening half. Up the left-hand side, Alex Steves one more time. Kester goes toward the goal. Give and go Steves, fans on the one-timer. That one got past him, and now it's Jake Middleton the other way. Takes the puck from Jackson. Zone entry, bouncing puck. This one turns over, and now Kester tags up onside. Zone entry for Owen Gallatin. He plays Paling down in the corner. Nobody home. This one rolls out to the neutral zone where it's picked up by Mac Byers. He curls to his forehand, working. Oh, can't get past Michael, however. And Michael fights a battle along the wall, ties him up long enough to engage, but can't win the puck. Kester, he tries to go up high. Goaltender Christian Manns was in position. Save made. Zone entry, Kester. So I was trying to listen to our public address announcer here who got the first goal, and that's when the second goal was scored, so I didn't hear Jim Carroll. And then he said the second one was Steve, so I think it might have been Goligoski on the first. Save to cover, Croy Kokendorfer. That's how the half will end. 5 seconds to go, 3-2-1, and that's going to do it. So, folks, I'm going to catch my breath. You do the same. We're going to talk about the man in the red helmet when we come back. John Connolly here for Flo. 2 minutes goes on the board. We'll be right back with second half action. All right, we're going to come back a little early. We got 40 seconds until the second half begins, and had a chance to hear our public address announcer, Jim Carroll, give us a scoring recap. Both goals for Walser were scored by Alex Steves. Both goals for Alex Steves. On the other side, one for Robbie Jackson, one for Derek Forbert, and 3 for Johnny Brodzinski. So I mentioned I was going to say something about the player with the red helmet. There's some red helmet guys in the league, and just a general rule that holds true for most. When you have the white helmets, it's typically the NHL contract guys. And when you get to these other colors, it might be their college teams. So a couple red helmet players from Harvard. We're going to have Joey Miller in the next game. We've had Mason Langenbrunner this year in the game that just ended. We had from Denver, Tristan Brose In this game, the red helmet player is Nick Michael, and what's interesting is Michael does well. He had a great year last year. He's holding his own in the Beauty League. He does not play NCAA Division I hockey. He's a great player for St. John's in Collegeville, Minnesota, which is NCAA Division III. And I think we've seen another Division III player out here before, but it's great to see how well he does. Nick Michael, great player from Holy Family Catholic. Just not enough room. There's so many great hockey players, not enough room in all the Division I teams. Good scoring chance, hits the crossbar. That was Tufty, and you got what a sell job from Johnny Brodzinski. Started celebrating, trying to make it look like the puck went in, but the two officials don't agree. Play continues. Brodzinski with 3, working on his 4th. Chalosky. 22 minutes to go in this 23-minute half. We'll keep an eye on the clock, and also we'll talk about Zahat puck. There's a nice pass over to the back door, and a good scoring chance, no finish. Catching him on a line change. This is Ben Steves. His brother's got 2. He goes for 1, and nice save made by Christian Mans. Bryce Brodzinski, Nick Jensen, head of steam, gains the zone. Back to Bryce, who shoots way wide. Jensen, stolen. Gallatin, he hits Sendin. Ben Steves with him. Gallatin, Ben Steves down low, can't get a stick to deflect it past the goaltender. Christian Mans, save made. We're into week 3, season 8, game 2 by this point. I imagine if you're watching this, you've seen DBL action before, but if not, both teams have a goal lamp on their bench, and the coaches can flip the switch at any time. When they do, any goals scored in the next 2 minutes would count double for their team. Neither team used the hot puck in the first half of this game, so we'll keep an eye. And Gallatin down low, Steves, and back to Gallatin. That's Ben Steves out with center. Ben Steves goes for the backhand, and nice save made by Christian Mans. Beautiful save on that shot from Ben Steves. Steves is just hounding this shift. He's everywhere. Brink tries to loft this puck over the defender to Bryce Brodzinski. Instead, he rattles the ceiling, and we got another whistle. 20 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the second half. 5-2 the score. And we're hearing our public address announcer say the same thing I just did, which is a hot puck could end up being a factor in this game. It often is, especially when a team's pretty far behind. 5-2, if they flip the switch and scored a goal, it'd be 5-4. It's an easy way to come back and get back in the game when you're down. This is Bryce Brodzinski. He sends it down into the corner. Will Francis. Nice steal from him, and he begins the breakout, trying to get the puck away. Just too much pressure from Bobby Brink. Bryce Brodzinski, they play Middleton. Middleton denied. Huge save by Kokendorfer. Bryce Brodzinski, bit of a guitar solo here. Skates with it for a while until he loses it. Alex Steves with the turnover. He hits Gallatin. Short pass, right-hand side. Sendin working against Middleton. Sendin goes for the finish. A beautiful poke check from Christian Mans. Play continues. Onto the stick, Gallatin. Bouncing puck down into the slot. Kicked aside by Christian Mans. Mans in position, forces that shot wide. Great goaltending display from him. And his team leads 5-2 as a result. Ben Steves pass down to Gallatin. Paling, he leaves it for Bryce Brodzinski. I'm sorry, that's Kester. Got one gopher on each team. They switched ends. I forgot who was who. And out, here comes Middleton. He gains the zone. He's going to skate it around Paling, try to make a pass into the slot area, but it bounces back to him. Now he throws a high pass that gets knocked down onto the stick of Brink. Beautiful play by Kester. Kester leaves it for Steves. Uncontested breakaway. Alex Steves shoots this one up over the crossbar into the back glass. That would have been his hat trick. Instead, this is the aforementioned Nick Michael. Centering pass, looking for Chalosky. Picks it up on the bounce over on the half wall. Greeted by Paling. He gets the pass through to Mass. Back to Mass. Oh, looking for the tip down low, Michael. Jackson over on the wall. They have to break out away from him, and they take a patient route. Alex Steves plays Alex Goligoski. Goligoose working against Chalosky. Got a Goligoski and a Chalosky. Couple Alexes. Confusion reigns. Poke down Goligoski. Out top to him. He curls. Left-hand side. Back behind the goal. Played out top. Paling. Over to Steves. Down low for Goligoski. Into the slot, nobody home. Puck turns over and headed up the other way. This is Element. Chalosky sends the pass through. What a chance! Oh my gosh, the save of the night. Robbie Jackson denied. Croy Kokendorfer got the arm down, stops the puck right on the red goal line paint. Croy Kokendorfer. What a save. Take a bow, Cookie. 6 minutes into the second half. That was pretty awesome. As I mentioned, this is not a goaltender-friendly league. They get a workout. They get hung out to dry sometimes. There's not as much defensive structure with the 4-on-4. And players are out here to try some stuff and entertain the fans. Got a lot of them in the building. So it can be hard on goaltenders. And you saw an example, that one shift with a hat trick for Johnny Brodzinski. But then Kokendorfer makes up for it with a huge save there. Byers, stretch pass. Ben Steves working against Forbert. Goligoski picks up the loose puck. Ben Steves establishes a presence in the slot, but the puck gets passed through his legs and out to the neutral zone. Regroup. This is Helgeson. Helgeson, safety valve, plays his own goaltender. Cookie, back to Helgeson. Ben Steves, left-hand side, Goligoski. I will say it's very interesting seeing how Coach Ballard and Martin, Johnny Brodzinski, he's got 3 so far, tries the pass, puck turns over. This is Ben Steves. Right-hand side, he's got Henry Bolby. Bolby gets the goaltender moving, and beautiful save made by Christian Mans. It's interesting watching how the coaches for Walser, Keith Ballard and Paul Martin, have used the Steves brothers. Alex Steves and Ben Steves have not been on the ice together. And I wouldn't think it was that unusual, except for having watched how the Cates brothers are used. They only play together. And the same thing holds true with the Brodzinskis in this game. They're not on the ice together. This is Johnny. And you won't see the yellow helmet of Bryce at the same time. So also interesting how coaches Paul Flesher and Mark Parrish are using their brother combination. So it's very interesting to watch this play out. And if we go back to last year, the Olofsons would both come and they'd be on different teams usually. This is a nice move for Will Francis. Lighten up. Lighten up the lamp. Will Francis, what a great story. If you're unfamiliar, just Google his name. Out of hockey for a couple years, battling back after getting cleared of a leukemia diagnosis, and what a great hockey player he is. It is always great to see young adults thriving, whatever they're doing, but he's certainly had to overcome a lot more adversity than just about anybody else. Will Francis makes it 5-3. Walser continues their journey down the comeback trail. Puck bounces onto the stick of Bryce Brodzinski. Working against Francis. Brodzinski goes for the finish, and a big save by Kokendorfer. What can you say? The game's 5-3. Neither team's used the hot puck. This one is no longer a one-sided affair. When it was 5-0 in the first half, it seemed like Element was going to coast. That's not the case. Bobby Brink gets the pass through to Bryce Brodzinski. Kester tipped it. Bobby Brink. Oh, what a pass down low. And save and a cover. Cookie. 10 minutes into the second half. This is Kester. He goes for the finish. Rebound. Ryan Paling gets the goaltender down. Goes for this. Oh, they tried to. I thought he'd stuff. He tried a short pass to Kester. Or, excuse me, to Brodzinski. To Kester. These yellow helmets. He tried a short pass to Kester, and right when it got to him, somebody, little stick check, poked it away. Puck's got some paint on it. My ears are ringing. That one hits the post and bounces out. This is Brodzinski. Pass does not get through. Stolen by his college teammate, Mike Kester. Alex Steves, zone entry. He's got Paling. Chooses the shot option. And Christian Manns with another nice save. This is Nick Michael. He's working against Mike Kester. Michael going to buy some time, waiting for a teammate, but a couple went off for a line change. Left-hand side, Kester. Red line, blue line, top of the circle. He takes the shot, and another nice save by Christian Manns, who knocks it down, gets the cover. Nick Michael in transition. He's got Jensen. Can't get the pass through, however, and it's Goligoski. Short pass off the wall, picked up by Kester, top of the circle. He tries to slide that one 5-hole. And now back to Alex Steves, goaltender down, and a huge save and a cover. Christian Manns, he's been outstanding the last two shifts, which is important because the game was 5-0, and if you blinked, it was 5-3. As Walser was cutting into that lead. Folks, we just crossed over the midpoint of the second half, the final quarter, if you will. 11 minutes, 20 seconds to go. And if the game's close at the end, they will stop the clock the last couple minutes. Goligoski, zone entry, gains the blue, makes the pass. There's a chance for Mac Byers. Good job getting into the shooting lane for Benton Mass. And poked out to the blue line. Helgeson with a shot. That one, blocker pad saved by Manns. Michael working up against Gallatin at his own bench. I'm sorry, Ben Steves. Steves picks it up, turns up ice. He's got Goligoski trailing. Goligoski, centering pass. Oh, rebound down low for Steves. Now there's Byers. Everybody's getting a swat at it here. A couple nice saves for Christian Manns. Helgeson across the blue line. He makes the pass to Goligoski. Steves can't quite get it onto his stick. Puck turns over. This one's knocked down. Jackson the intended target. Goligoski on the counterattack. Steves with him. And what a nice presence. Jensen made a smart play, bought some time. Jackson, zone entry. And the pass back to Jackson gets broken up. Nice defensive play, Seth Helgeson. This is Ben Steves, zone entry. He's got Goligoski. Goligoski can't quite get the stick on it for the finish. And now out to the neutral zone. Francis goes rink wide. Picked up by Senden. Bouncing puck. Brodzinski. Francis forces the turnover. He's got Bolby on the right-hand side. Bolby! It's up under the bar. Sends the water bottle high in the air. Henry Bolby. Elevator up. Shoveled quickly. Straight vertical into the goal. And that makes it 5-4. What a comeback for the Walsers. They trailed 5-0. And since that time, they've been firing on all cylinders. Croy Kokendorfer has played very well in goal. The team has provided, as much as you see in Beauty League, a great defensive posture. And some players have made skill plays to get the goals. So the light has just come on. Element has turned on Zahat puck. And now Element's frustrated because the hot puck was not recognized by the scorer's table, so they turned off Zahat puck. Controversy around the goal lamp on the coach's bench for them to get Zahat puck. And now we have on the Walser bench Paul Martin gesturing the other side saying he wants the hot puck. Why didn't you turn the time on? Kester, Gallatin. That qualifies as controversy in Beauty League world. This is, fun league, great plays, but they're going to keep scoring. And now you've got the hot puck light comes back on. This time the scorer's table recognizes it. So Element If they score in the next 2 minutes, the value doubles. They still lead 5-0. Oh, what a shot by Goligoski! That is a one-time dart. Triple 20 right up in the top corner. Dennis Goligoski of the New York Islanders organization hammers that one home. And that's a momentum shifter, folks. It was 5-0. Walser had stormed almost all the way back, brought it to 5-4. It had been a long time in Beauty League terms without anything going Element's way. They flipped the switch, hot puck, quick goal, and they still have, I think they forgot to start the clock, they still have a minute and 50 seconds of hot puck time. So it is now 7-4. That goal counts double. Mass over in front of the benches. 2 passes later, it's onto the stick of Bryce Brodzinski. Big save made by Kokendorfer. Turnabout's fair play, folks. Helgeson. Let's remember, Coach Paul Martin, he still has the hot puck time. And, oh, what puck movement. So they're going to wait till they gain the zone. He's standing right where the lamp is. Don't be surprised if he grabs the switch when they get a scoring chance. This is Paling. Sends it over for Alex Steves. It bounces away from him. It is possible that both teams can have their hot puck lamp on at the same time. We're into the final minute of Elements hot puck time. This is Bryce Brodzinski's zone entry. Short pass, Bobby Brink. And back to Brink, going for the finish. He makes the move, flips to the backhand, and a nice save made by Croy Kokendorfer. Kester picks it up across the red line. Zone entry, he's got Paling with him. And made the pass. Paling's tip goes just wide. 30 seconds to go in the hot puck for Element. Bobby Brink going for the finish. Ran out of room, hit the side of the goal. So without question, this 2 minutes of hot puck time has been a lot more than 2 minutes for Element. They had trouble getting the scorer's table's attention. The first time they tried it, they waited, flipped the switch again, scored, and by the time they dropped the puck, it still showed a minute 56. So I think they're having trouble getting the 2 minutes up on the board. So the time has now expired. It's a 7-4 game, 6 minutes remaining. And the one little wrinkle, oh, what a goal for Mac Byers. He shot off the pass, and Walser makes this one 7-5. And the reason that's important, they've yet to use their hot puck time. And if they flip the switch and get a goal, that would be 7-7. So I'm going to keep an eye on not only the clock, which reads 5.5 minutes, I'm going to keep an eye on that bench for Walser. And coaches Keith Ballard and Paul Martin to see if they flip the switch, because they still have that at their disposal. Up ice, Jensen. Pass doesn't get through, gets knocked down, over to Byers. Left for Middleton, zone entry. This is Robbie Jackson. Oh, Jackson made the pass to Middleton. Middleton, rather than shoot, tried to make one last pass into Michael, and that didn't get through. Now we're 5 minutes to go and counting, and as I mentioned earlier, in a close game like this, they will stop the clock the final 2 or 3 minutes of the game. So Ben Steves, a target on the left-hand side. Will Francis hits him. He gains the red line. Back to Francis. Francis gains the attacking third. Pushes the puck down. Steves wraps. Francis runs it down with that long reach. Back to Ben Steves. Goligoski's an option. Instead, he plays Mark Sendin. Poked away. Breakaway the other way. Johnny Brodzinski's got 3 goals, going for 4, and what a nice play by goaltender Croy Kokendorfer. Followed with him, and when he went to shoot, didn't see much, tried to go high, and Kokendorfer tipped that one up and out of play There are 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Clock's running, face off to the goaltenders right. Tufte and Senden in the face-off spot. Left side, Bowlby, zone entry. Leaves it for Gallatin. Kester takes that pass. Gallatin out top. He gains control. Owen Gallatin, White Bear Lake High School, later with the U.S. National Program, now at Minnesota Duluth. Zone entry. And the puck picked up by Bowlby. He heads up ice with 3 minutes to go. Kester with him. Trailing is Gallatin. 7-5. Still, Walser has the hot puck at their disposal. If they don't turn it on in the next minute, then it's just going to default. They'll turn it on for the final 2. Gallatin. Oh, what a pass. Benton Mass. He was lurking in, darts into that weak side. They hit Benton Mass, who finishes this one off, makes it 8-5 with 2.5 minutes to go. A 3-goal lead, but it's a hot puck, which comes on right now. Oh, yeah, it hasn't come on yet. The coach of Walser just gestured to the scores table that he's going to flip the switch for the final 2 minutes of the game. So, Bowlby, save and a cover. Christian Mans, he throws it out. Play continues. Benton Mass, the goal scorer. He hits Jensen. Now the hot puck is on for the final 2 minutes of the game. Bobby Brink up under the bar. Rising wrist shot. That one gets past Croy Kokendorfer, and that makes it 8-5 or 9-5? 9-5. So they're not out of it. Walser could score 2 goals. Both would count double. That would make it 9-9. They could pull the goaltender. It's certainly within the realm of possibility, but they're in a tough spot. They're in a very tough spot here. Right-hand side, Bryce Brodzinski. He runs down into the corner. So they are stopping the clock with a 4-goal differential, knowing that it's just 2 scores, 2 goals with a 4-point differential. And here comes the goaltender to the bench. Extra attacker is out. Walser going to throw everything at him in the final minute and a half here, minute and 20 seconds, to see if they might be able to come back and tie this game late. Goligoski plays Helgeson. They'll have to work quickly. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Goligoski back to Helgeson. He's got to return. Keep that puck away from Brink. Alex Steves, he gains the red line, gains the blue line, challenges the defender. That one's poked away. Nice play, and this is Bobby Brink, whose shot clears the crossbar by about an inch. Bryce Brodzinski did a great job breaking it up, got the puck up ahead, but Bobby Brink, with a quick shot rather than taking it into the zone, misses the goal that would have certainly sealed the deal. 40 seconds to go. Still a 2-score margin, 9-5, and Derek Forbert going to run some time off the clock, not take that empty net goal. He doesn't really care about padding his beauty league stats. And now they've played it to the goaltender, see if he could get a goal, and they turn it over to Mac Byers' neutral zone. Zone entry, 15 seconds. Francis Goligoski out top. Steves, Alex Steves, and his shot goes wide. Ben Steves. So finally the Steves brothers are out to close the game, and that's how it ends. 9-5 your final. It is Element over Walser. 2 games in the books. We got the nightcap coming up 15 minutes from now. Trying to remember what teams are left. We've got Anderson and Tria, I believe, will be the one to close out tonight. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Signing off from Braemar Arena for FloHockey, it's John Conley. Thanks for watching. Be right back with the nightcap.